Well, guys, do we have any Hanson fans in the crowd? We have a couple. Well, here is part one of my interview with the guys.
Well, I'd like to welcome the boys from Hanson. That's why I'm standing behind this couch and they sort of awkwardly put their heads over their shoulders. I've just seen on your finger. Have you got a blister on your finger?
Oh, yeah.
Here, check this out.
Yeah. This is playing piano right there.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you do if you get a
tambourine? You just wrap tape around it, throw some super glue on there to seal it.
Hey, how about this one? That's from playing guitar also. Look at that nasty scar.
It's just...
Oh, dude.
You moved away from a major label and you set up your own label. Now, that must have some advantages and some disadvantages, yeah?
Well, it has a lot of advantages in the sense of, you know, the fact that you're able to kind of have a more structured plan and have a longer kind of focus. I mean, most labels spend between 4 and 8 weeks on a record. We're able to spend between 4 and 8 months,
or 2 years. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
It's really that basically all the major record companies have become these such corporate companies that they're all based on quarterly stock prices and earnings, and you can't make records and have successful artists like that. So for us, it's really about just focusing on, okay, well, what are we doing in the long term? I mean, like, what are we doing the next record and the next record and building that and doing it right. And it's really exciting actually because a lot of really strong independent music is rising up again because so much of the major companies have just been slimmed down so much. They've fired so many people and so many bands have left that there's all these new things happening. And I think it's going to be kind of a turnaround, a rebirth of new music happening.
Well, guys, stay around. We're going to check that clip out now, but these boys will be hanging out with me a little later on the show. Now, you guys were actually some of the first guys to get on board the whole internet and putting music through the internet way back in on your very first album, yeah?
Yeah.
Was it your decision to go this way, or who put you onto this road?
Well, it was more, I think, just fate and timing than anything. I mean, when we first came out, I was 14, he was 16. I mean, so when you first break out and we had an enormous success right off the bat, you all of a sudden had a fan base that was teenagers and old and up from there, and they were primed to be the first ones to get into that. And so because of that, the site goes up, and then we figure, well, it's obvious that this is an avenue, and I think for more than anything, that timing and that arc of being successful at that time allowed us to then go forward and continue to take those fans with us over the years. And as we've gone forward, more and more we've embraced it because it is such an unbelievable asset. Not just like, okay, here's a new picture, here's something else, but trying to build that trust where people all over the world. On this record, we've really tried to focus more on the international fans all over that aren't necessarily, right there next door to you all the time, and trying to give the communities of all the fans the chance to connect with one another, because that's where the strength comes from too. Because they talk to each other and they discover music, and it's like it's a living, breathing entity without you, And so I think more than anything, we've just kind of looked for the best ways to facilitate music and our fans, and obviously, it's no news now to people that the internet is an incredible tool for them.
You guys have grown up very fast, and also, I mean, you've got 2 kids now, don't you? And you're engaged.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Now, with such a hectic schedule, especially with your new album coming out, how the hell can you balance family time?
You have to be a little crazy. I mean, it's like...
Do you get your diaries together and go, right, I can give you 2 hours on Friday, Tuesday will be free?
It's kind of like, well, I mean, you have to sort of be that way it's sort of, because you have to go like, hey, you got to turn off some of this stuff and go do this, But I guess more than anything, because music is just who you are, what's good about it is it's your job and it's your passion at the same time. So the whole line between work and family and stuff is not necessarily have to be as segregated. I mean, sometimes and many times they cross.
Yeah.
Family, a lot of times my wife or kids will come on the road. Sometimes it's too crazy. But in general, they get it. My wife knew what she was getting into when she married me.
Now we're going to check out Strong Enough to Break. Whereabouts was this shot? Where was this shot? A live gig?
This was actually in Chicago at the House of Blues there. Just a great venue. It's got 3 balconies. We shot a live DVD there of our acoustic tour, and so that's what this is from.
Yeah, this is, I think, going to be the new single that's off the record, but this is the special Intimate Live version.
We're very, very lucky to see it. So, Taylor.
Yeah, thanks a lot, mate.
Thanks,
Yeah.
mate.
Thanks, man.
Cheers, Hanson.